All right. What you're hearing right now are the wonderful sounds of Cajun and Zydeco music. Boussoulé. For no other reason than I just love it. It makes me feel good. How you doing, folks? I hope you're feeling good too. Want to know what else is good? Bringing back the Bazaar podcast, which we're doing with our first episode of Season 3 dropping tomorrow on Wednesday, January 14th. Featuring stained glass artist Mikey Denora, who was also one of the original members of the Alternative Gallery's Resident Artist Program. Mikey is coming through to talk all about the amazing work he does in stained glass art and about a workshop he's hosting here at the Alternative Gallery later this month called Stained Glass Through Time, which is being held on Friday, January 23rd from 6 to 9 p.m. It'll be an overview of the history of stained glass artwork, and he'll even do a mock-up piece showing you all the steps of how to make a piece of stained glass art from beginning to end. And if you're into that, Mikey's also offering classes where you can make your own piece, your own stained glass art. Some other guests we have coming up in this season of the Art Bazaar podcast are Lava Lamp Bebop. We have Jay and Marissa, the founders of Connected by Craft, a monthly get-together of artists here at the Alternative Gallery. We have some puppet makers, some painters, some musicians. We're going to do more call-in episodes this season as well, because as much as we want to and need to support local art, we want to bring in people from around the world as well. Link up, work together, right? So why such a long break between seasons 2 and 3 of the Art Bazaar podcast, you may ask? Good question. Glad you asked. And I'm happy to answer because we love letting people know not only how we run things, but all the crazy shit we have to go through in order to do so. We originally had planned to take a break for the holiday season and return in January of 2025, but there's that great saying, life is what happens when you're busy making plans, and that is precisely what happened. We had all the plans in the world, which got pushed right to the side after we were contacted by the city of Allentown about a surprise building inspection due to some issues they thought there were with the building. Long story short, there were some issues that had to be addressed. Nothing to do with the art aspect of the building, but other parts of the building that weren't being taken care of by the property owner. And we spent the first few months of 2025 doing nothing but fixing up the building, making sure it was up to code, making sure it was safe for everyone to be here, which is always our top priority. So a lot of the things we had planned last year didn't happen and got kicked a little bit further down the road. But we weren't going to put the podcast off forever. It was an important thing to bring back. And we're doing that. It's coming back. Some of the cool stuff that I got to do last year, though, was I started studying beekeeping, got really interested in it, something I've wanted to do for a long time. And we are working to actually have our own honeybees here at the Alternative Gallery. Hopefully that happens this spring. And you wouldn't even know they were here because they're going to be hidden. They're going to be away. You can't access them. Yeah, it's going to be cool. The AG will potentially one day have its own honey. But for us, it's even more important that we are able to provide more pollinators for our area. This is something we'd like to see done on a larger scale throughout the Lehigh Valley. I also got super into inflatable kayaking. In May of 2025, I only had one inflatable kayak, which was very convenient to have because, little car, strapping something to the roof of your car, not always the easiest thing. So an inflatable kayak is a really good option for most people. By September of 2025, I had 6 of those bad boys, and I was taking out groups of friends and artists on amazing nature excursions, which is something we plan to continue this year. We actually want to open it up and offer artist nature excursions, hiking, camping, kayaking, get into nature, have some fun. Like Connected by Craft, which we do here in the main gallery at the Alternative Gallery. Let's do one out in nature at a campsite. I think getting out in nature is super important. So we're hoping that 2026 is going to be a big year for the Alternative Gallery with a lot of new programming coming up, which we're going to be talking a lot about in upcoming episodes. Some group episodes too, which people always seem to get a kick out of. New things opening up. I heard there's a rumor there might be a dark room coming here soon too. We still got the print shop cruising along, going well. Film archive, protecting all these amazing treasures. My office, which I record this podcast in currently, gets more and more rich in media and entertainment pieces. Lots of new artists in the building as well. many of which we'll be bringing on this podcast in upcoming episodes. So make sure you check out season 3 of the Art Bazaar podcast, dropping tomorrow, Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. And I hope we don't take a super long break anytime soon, because there are so many amazing creators out there that we need to bring on, we need to talk about, we need to talk with. We got to hear what they're up to. We want you to hear what they're up to. I've said this before in the podcast, but the reason I was inspired to create this podcast originally was because I had found myself having these amazing conversations with different artists and creators. And I'd look around and it wasn't more than a couple other people in the room. And I would think to myself, man, this is an amazing conversation that I wish people could hear. And that has been the driving force behind this podcast. And I plan to deliver on that, because when you know so many amazing creators and interesting folks, it makes it pretty damn easy. So in the meantime, go back and brush up on some of those past episodes of the Art Bazaar podcast. You have 37 to check in on, not counting the mini episodes. And in the meantime, you can listen to some more amazing Zydeco music.